100 years, from 1860, the Bendigo Gasworks had been providing the town with coal gas. But in 1973, with the introduction of natural gas from Gippsland, this facility was made obsolete. Unlike most gasworks around the country, the Bendigo Trust stepped in to preserve it. And so, here it stands, virtually untouched since workers downed tools 41 years ago. City of Greater Bendigo Heritage and Architecture Advisor Megan McDougall says workers would have laboured in quite trying conditions.
It would have been really hot, dirty work because they heated the coal to 1300 degrees Fahrenheit to drive off the gas, and then when they opened the retorts at the end of the process, it was red hot. So this is a collection of tools from the retort house, quite a significant collection and the only one we know about. It was very important to have them inventoried and properly catalogued and recorded, and so they've all been labelled and documented, and now they're just being stored securely, but they are an important part of the retort house.
Until the 1930s, the gas was used for powering Bendigo's street lighting, but when electricity made gas lighting redundant, coal gas was primarily used for heating and cooking. The large steel tank that dominates the site was used to store gas before it was piped to businesses and households throughout Bendigo. Historian Mike Butcher says the tank was constructed during World War II to supply gas to the ordnance factory for use in tempering 8-inch guns.
And they built this especially to provide the amount of gas that they needed to do that. In fact, it was unsuccessful, and they had a gas holder that didn't fulfil that purpose, but is the main gas holder now for the rest of the life of the plant. Well, how gas holders work is that they expand as the gas comes in. So what you see at the moment is the unexpanded gas holder. As gas comes in, the inner core rises, and there's probably an inner core again, so that rises again. It's a bit like a jack-in-a-box. And of course, the weight of the actual holder itself provides the pressure to the gas to help it to flow through the mains to the houses.
Dennis O'Hoy was a member of the Bendigo Trust Board for 30 years and was instrumental in recommending that the organisation preserve and utilise the site following its closure in 1973.
I was the director that recommended to the Board of Directors that we should undertake the care and looking after of the gasworks. So we're very proud that this is one of the very few gasworks left in the whole world intact.
Despite its decrepit state, Dennis O'Hoy says, to the trained eye, the gasworks is a rare historical treasure and a remarkable part of Bendigo's industrial history. Plans to repair and transform the site into a museum for visitors have been talked about for years.
There's a report that we commissioned just on 10 years ago called the Chalice Report, and the plan is when we get the finance, we can develop this into an industrial park. When you think of all the thousands of gasworks that existed through the world using coal gas, this is only one of two left in the whole wide world. So yes, we've got a terrific plan for its future development, but of course it depends on getting the finance.
In the meantime, the gasworks does serve a purpose. Since it was closed down, the Bendigo Gasworks has been put to good use. Old trams from across the country have been brought here before being restored to their former glory by Bendigo Tramways. But Dennis O'Hoy has a special place in his heart for one particular tram on the site and says he is disappointed that number 122 has been left to the elements.
Directly behind me is the tram, double bogie tram 122. And back in the early days in the 1970s, this was one of the very first projects that the volunteers of the tramways worked on. We used to work every Thursday night, Saturday and Sunday continually on restoring it. It took us over a year to restore this tram, and it was the pride of the fleet, and it was admired by all the tramway enthusiasts on the wonderful work that the Bendigo people could do, the Bendigo tramways. Anyway, it's sad now to see it uncovered, left out in the open, and all that work we've put into restoring this tram, it's slowly deteriorating. But in time, I'm hopeful that we'll get ample coverage to put this tram back into the museum where it should be. Should never been left out in the open.
The future of the gasworks remains unclear, with no funding allocated or moves afoot to bring the site to its full potential.
Well, it is a national treasure, it just needs to be developed in the future.
So, for the meantime, it remains one of the biggest gems in hidden Bendigo, waiting silently for its moment to shine.